Number 36. Mary Ann pays a monthly fee for her cell phone package, which includes 700 minutes. Now, the problem is not going to do anything with those 700 minutes. All it's going to talk about is what she gets billed for additionally and her setup fee. Okay, so the 700 minutes aren't going to come into it. So she gets billed an additional charge for every additional minute that she uses. So, in the first month, she gets 26 additional minutes, and her bill was $37.79. Second month, Mary Ann uses 38 additional minutes, and her bill is $41.39. So we have a couple of ordered pairs, but they're not by months. Okay, we have minutes, and then we have charge. Okay, and we have two of these. So the first ordered pair we have is we got 26 minutes, which is the explanatory variable. It's the input, the independent variable. And the dependent variable is how much she's getting paid. So how much how much she gets charged. And obviously how much you're going to get charged is dependent on how many minutes you're on the phone or whatever. Okay? So 1 month she talks 26 minutes over the 700 free minutes, and she gets a bill of $37.79. And then in the second month, she talks for 38 minutes over the 700, and her bill is $41.39. Okay, so now we want to have an equation in which it looks like this. Let's not use minutes, let's use time. Okay, so the charge is going to equal M, that's the rate that she's being charged for the extra minutes, plus B, and B is the how much it costs to get the thing set up in the first place. Okay, so first we're going to find the slope using these 2 points, and then we are going to find the y-intercept. We're going to find B by using the slope-intercept form. So here we got x1 and x2 and y1 and y2. Okay, now if you feel like you can do it from here, then stop listening and get to work, and then you can turn this back on again and check the answer. Okay, and I will show the answer. There's no reason why you got to sit here and listen to me when you already probably know what to do. So, but we're just write down the slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the slope is going to equal 41. Now I did this on purpose so that I'd end up with everything positive, so whatever. Over 37.79. Okay. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's double check our numbers. Okay. The first order pair I'm using is 26 and 37.79. And the second order pair is 38 and 41.39. Let's make sure I copied them into the formula right. 41.39 minus 37.79 over 38 minus 26. Okay, now I'm going to get the calculator. Let me clear this. Okay, now the numerator, I can't do this like on a big fraction or something like that. So I'm going to do an open parenthesis to put the numerator all together. 41.39 minus 37.79, close parenthesis. Okay, so that's all. That's, a quantity, okay, divided by, so that's 40, divided by open parenthesis, so here's the denominator, 38 minus 26, close parenthesis. Let's double check. 41.39 minus 37.79 over 38 minus 26. I hit enter. Okay, so, well, that's convenient. The M equals 0.3. Now, what does that mean? That I get charged 30 cents for each minute over the 7 minutes. Okay? That's what that means. All right. So now we're going to use y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we can use either ordered pair for this. It doesn't matter, even though we've called the first ordered pair x1 and y1. Well, why don't we go ahead and use that? But the second ordered pair that we've labeled x2 and y2 would work fine. Anyway, and they would both give the right answer, the same answer. So we're going to do y minus y1. Y minus 3779 equals 0.3 times x minus 26. So let's double check. 3779, 26. Okay. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3779 to both sides. Draw the line. Okay. Y equals 0.3 times x minus 26 plus 3779. Okay, now let's distribute. Let's get rid of that parenthesis. I suppose I should have done that first, but whatever. Y equals 0.3x minus 26 times 0.3, and I will use the calculator for that. 26 times 0.3, and that's 7.8 plus 3779. So I'm going to take 7.8. I'm going to minus second answer plus 37.79. I get 29.99. So y equals 0.3x plus 29.99. I'm going to check that in the book, which I can't show you. 0.3x plus 29.99. Okay, so there's the equation. Now let's go back to the question and make sure. So write a function that represents the total monthly cost, C of x. Okay, so now we're going to write this as the C of x equals 0.3x plus 29.99. Okay, find the inverse function. Okay, here we go. Find the inverse. Now, we're going to put y in. So step one, and I'm going to number the steps. Substitute y for C of x, which we already did before. But anyway, y equals 0.3x plus 29.99. Step two, switch x and y. So x equals 0.3y plus 29.99. Okay. Now, step three, solve for y. So isolate y. So I'm going to subtract 0.3y from both sides. Here, let me do this over again. Let me put all this down here. Let me put this x equals 0.3y plus 29.99. Okay, I'm going to get the y over on the left side. So I'm going to subtract 0.3y from both sides. Okay, minus. So I got minus 0.3y plus x equals 29.99. This becomes 0. Okay, subtract x from both sides. Now, if you don't want to do it this way, you want to keep y on the right side, that's fine. You do it however you want to do it, just as long as we all end up in the same place. 0.3y equals negative x plus 29.99. Okay, now we're going to divide everything by 0.3. So, negative 0.3, sorry. So, y equals negative x over negative 0.3 plus 29.99, 11 divided by negative 0.3. Let's see what all this is. So y equals, so 1 over 0.3. I suppose we could, let's just write this. What's the simplest way to write this? Let's just write it as everything. We could do this. X minus 29.99 over 0.3. All right, now, or if you wanted to simplify those two fractions or whatever, that's fine. You could write it like this, or you could write it like this. Y equals, let's take 1 divided by 0.3, so 1 divided by 0.3. Okay, so that's 3 1/3. So which is 10/3. So 10/3 x, because it got a negative divided by negative, so it becomes a positive. And then we'll take 29.99 divided by negative 0.3. And let's see what that turns into. Well, that's interesting. Minus 99 99 2/3. Minus 99 2/3. We keep it rational, or you can convert them into fractions, 99.67. Okay, whatever. All right, just this is okay. This is okay. Either one of these is fine. All right. I don't recommend leaving them as that. Well, this form is okay as it does. Anyhow, just don't round. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, what have we found? Okay, this inverse, what is it? Okay, now, here, what do we have up here? Okay, this is the monthly cost. So what's this? Okay, this is the formula for, I'm going to get rid of this X. Kind of misleading. This is the formula for the number of minutes. Okay? Okay. This, and let's give it the right name. I forgot the last step. Okay, so here's the equation. So now we're going to write this as the inverse of X equals, let's just write it as this. Okay. So it's the number of additional minutes. So this is, so let's go through the questions. Okay, find the inverse function. What do X, okay, so in this context, X is the how much you paid. And the inverse of X is the number of extra minutes. Okay, so X, okay, so X monthly bill and the inverse of that is the number of extra minutes okay. All right, let's review this. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay. All right, getting the equation was pretty straightforward. Once we identified the ordered pairs, okay, we ended up with a function, c of x, okay, the monthly bill equals 0.3x plus 29.99, okay. where x is the number of additional minutes. Okay, now we were going to find the inverse of the monthly bill. So we substitute y for c of x. Okay, then we swapped y and x. Now remember, y is substituting for the monthly bill. Okay, so we're now we're calling the monthly bill, we're switching it from y to x. So x is now the monthly bill, and so y is going to be the number of extra minutes, where x used to be the number of extra minutes. Now y is the number of extra minutes. That's what's going on here logically. And then we solve for y. We go through all of that, and we end up with y equals x minus 29.99 over 0.3. Okay, so what is that? And then we give it the name of the inverse. So this is the inverse function for the number of extra minutes, and that's x minus 29.99 over 0.3. Okay, all right, so x is in this function represents the monthly bill, and the inverse of x represents the number of extra minutes. All right, in the context of the function. Now let's do the last part, D. Okay, the bill in the third month was $48.89. How many additional minutes did she have? Well, we have a function for that, okay? The inverse function, which is the number of additional minutes, equals the monthly bill, which is x, $48.89 minus $29.99 divided by 0.3. Now remember, we're converting money to number of minutes. So this inverse of x, this is the number of extra minutes. All right, let's get the calculator. Let's clear out all of this. So 48.89 minus 29.99, close parenthesis, divided by 0.3. And so that is 63. Let me look at the book, and that's 63. Okay. 63 additional minutes in the third month. Okay, I'm just going to post this one problem now.